Hey, everyone, Mark and Joey here on a Monday morning. Decent day here in Ontario, Canada. Telling you that because that's where the show's from if you're a first-time listener, which we're very appreciative of. We're getting more and more people every day watching the show. And usually on Mondays in the summer, there's a bunch of sports to talk about, but not really this weekend. Although golf was a big event, which is what we have passion for. Obviously, with you being a professional golfer, the British Open happened, but it was a runaway again, as golf has been all season. So we're here to talk about the NFL. We've been getting great feedback on our NFL camp reports. We've already done Oakland and Denver, and we just did KC in this division. We're going to do the Chargers now. You have a different opinion than I do. You see them in the championship. I see them in the wild card. And we're going to go through why that is. I have only one reason, and you've got multiple reasons why they're going to repeat and even be better than last year. So we're going to get right into that. I want to mention, though, ultimatesportschannel.com. We have the website set up there now. Has a complete sports feed every morning. Go on there. You can see all the sports you need to see. And we also have our sponsors there and a number of other things that we're building within the website. All the places where you can hear us now. On video, in audio, all there with the links to how to find us. You just search the Ultimate Sports Channel and you'll come up with our shows. So, but anyway, let's get in the NFL. Let's talk about the Chargers. Why do you think they're going to win the division? And I think you talked even the conference.
Yeah, I said they're going to win the conference and the division. I think they're going to go 13-3 again. I think they'll be good enough to get it done. I don't see anyone else doing that. I see them winning because last year they had the same record as Kansas City, who won, obviously, the conference as well, and ultimately only lost out because of the head-to-head matchups. So really, I just think it's going to flip-flop. I think it was unfair to Chargers have to play a wild card. I think it's going to be unfair next year when Kansas City has to play the wild card. They have to go on the road. But I just think the LA Chargers, less drama just for starters.
Well, switching locations, everything.
Yeah, less drama this year. Obviously, going to be more comfortable in LA now. But I mean, less drama just off and on the field. I mean, yeah. KC constantly has issues with, players, honestly, to be honest, without, hope that doesn't sound too mean, but they have issues with players, guys, on and off the field. So I see LA more locked down. They're a better defensive team, which at the end of the day, we see defense wins championships. Look at that Super Bowl, most boring Super Bowl ever, but defense won that championship.
And shut down a huge offense.
Huge offense, and arguably even held Mahomes down to only 50 points to beat them. So, but, they actually New England blanked the Chargers too. So I'm seeing the Chargers defense take another step this year. I think they're going to be a top 5 defense this year, maybe top 2 defense. They're already that last year, so they're going to do it again. And they may be even better, maybe even the best defense in the league. Sack-wise, they should be up there. I think they got a great defensive line. Offensively, Phillip Rivers, guys, he's always been underrated. I feel like his whole career has put up some great numbers. Has always hit in San Diego.
Lack of winning Super Bowls does that for you.
What's that?
Lack of winning Super Bowls does that for you.
And being in San Diego does that for you, too. But in LA, he's getting a little bit more attention, but I think he is due for another great year, another playoff run, hopefully. Now finally with some home field advantages. He's got the defense. He's got the young core. He's got the receivers, and he is there and still healthy enough to go all the way as far as I believe. I think they're Super Bowl this year. I think they could easily win it, but I have big hopes for them, and I need them to get it done. I need them to win this division. They have to play at home. If you do not play at home, with all the cold climates in their conference, not even the travel, just their cold climates alone, but even the travel, they have no chance. So they have to win the division, so everyone comes to them. They deal with time change, they deal with climate, travel, like you already said. They are awful when they have to go on the road because of all that. They have to win. I think they do it this year. Defense is too good. Offense is getting better. Now, here's my one issue. Melvin Gordon is not signing. He said he will not play without a new contract. So, my mind, Chargers, you have to get this done. Now, there's 2 things. One is, he's been injured a little bit. So I'm always cautious of that. I'm normally the one who says, screw it, it's a running back. I feel like with Phillip Rivers at, God, I think he's 37 now. Maybe even 38. God, he's getting up there. I think you kind of have to have Melvin Gordon. I think you really need someone back there to really help Phillip Rivers.
You have to run the ball.
He's a great thrower, and he's healthy and all that, but it all helps with a great running game. As we know, they say it every week on TV, establish to run, then throw the ball. That's same with the Chargers. So I think you have to fork over whatever he's asking for. Please get Melvin Gordon's side. I think it's huge. The offensive line is good enough to get this done. Defense is good enough to get this done. I love the coach and Anthony Lynn. They need a better kicker. I think they'll get one this year. But I feel like you have to sign Melvin Gordon. Until they do that, don't listen to this. But once they do that, it's a lock. I'm putting everything on it. It's a lock.
Well, I think you got two problems. One is the problem you're talking about with getting the running back signed. I think that's critical, as you're saying. Also, too, though, Max Kellerman on First Take's been talking about Tom Brady for years.
Oh, God.
And I'm seeing that in Phillip Rivers this year. As you mentioned, 37 years old. He's not got it done. He's a great individual skill player. He has not gotten it done. He's not been able to get through the playoffs and make those special things happen. He should have done it many years with his skill. I think his skill is gonna deteriorate a lot this year. There's that age thing where it starts to go like this. All you got to do is listen to Max. Brady's a different animal in my mind.
Yeah, and Phillip Rivers is a new Brady. He's been with 3 Super Bowls.
But Rivers,
in his career.
but Rivers, in my mind, is not going to be the guy who can lead this team. I think he's getting to that age. I think he's going to be exhausted. What does he have, 9 kids now?
Yeah, but see, that's my thing, right?
All of that. Well,
he's crazy to begin with.
You got the first part. I think that he's going to struggle, and if they don't get the running back signed, I think they're in real trouble. But I see them not being as good on offense. Now, you did mention the defense, and that can carry you a long way.
A lot more than Brady's
That
defense.
really helps Rivers because he doesn't have to perform, doesn't have to score 40 points. You know, we talked about Mahomes. I mean, last year he had scored 30, 40 points every game.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to do that with the Chargers, but I am a little afraid of injury. He's been good to not be injured all his career, but he is 37 now. I'm concerned about that. I like the fact they got Tyrod Taylor, quite frankly. A decent quarterback as a backup. Kind of a guy I've always felt been underrated, and for some reason, people have not liked him.
The one got the Bills to the playoffs, and would have been 3-0, by the way, if they had a kicker.
Yeah.
So
he's now the backup. So I think that's helpful. I think he could keep them going to the playoffs. I don't see them. I think they have a good season. I think 11-5. Kansas City to win the division easily. I think they're gonna struggle with the Chargers this year. That's my opinion because I think Rivers is going to be hurt. Or his ability is going to keep going down, which is 37 years old. It starts to happen. We're going to see. And I get to be as wrong as Max has been for 3 years saying Brady was going to fall off a cliff.
Yes.
I think this is going to happen in Charger land.
I'll debate this.
I know you're going to. But this is why I see them second place, wild card, 11-5. Maybe, they're going to be a wild card. So there won't be any team to step up and beat them out of the wild card 11-5. Obviously, they're going to be that. But that's what I see being the problem for them. I see problems in the playoffs because they're going to go east, which is always a problem for them. And I think that's going to be an issue. And the older you get, going east more, like you look at these guys going to Kansas City all the time. Well, if you know what, it's going to be tougher on him in making this team happen. And that's my opinion.
Based on our predictions, if they're the top wildcard team, that means they play the weakest division winner, and we predict it'll be the Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Baltimore, because the division will beat each other up, so it'll be very tough. So, yes, I agree with you. If they're the wildcard team, they have no chance because they'll have to go to Cleveland, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, not Cincinnati, they got no chance. They have to play that game, and then if they win, they'll either have to play Kansas City, who will be, because if you're picking Chargers wildcard, Kansas City will be 1 or 2 in the conference, and the other team be 1 2 in the conference will probably be New England, which will be similar to this year. But here's why I disagree with you, and it's really because I feel like sometimes you get a rookie quarterback who's very good. You go get veterans around him. It's exactly the opposite, I feel like, with Phillip Rivers. So you got Phillip Rivers as veteran quarterback, but now they've surrounded him finally, after all these years, with great talent. And really, I feel like it's less on him. I really do. His receivers are very, very talented. You know, I feel like New England's receivers are talented. People don't give them the credit because they give Brady credit. I feel like Phillip Rivers actually now has more talent around him than Brady does, and actually will have to do so much less. And that's why I think he's actually in for a great late 30s, early 40s. I think they got so much talent in the defensive end. They can keep it around, which is always key. They got talented receivers and a talented running back, not just fillers, actual talented players. Phillip Rivers, I don't think will have to do a whole lot this year to continue with a great record of 13-3. His only thing will stay healthy. I think he will. The offensive line is good enough. But they actually have real names, marquee names and talented names around Phillip Rivers. He doesn't have to do a whole lot, and I feel like at the end of the day, he won't even have to be perfect. I think he could be 80% Phillip Rivers as long as he can gun it down the field, which people underestimate. That's actually his real skill, is he can toss it a mile.
He'll hold on to it too long trying to make that happen.
Okay, but if he learns that, I think it's actually
let's just go to the sheer numbers. Let's throw Tom Brady out.
Yeah.
How many great quarterbacks at 37 years old?
It's going to be more and more.
Still happen.
It's going to be more and more.
The injuries still come up. They come up now more and more every year with these older guys. They're going to get injured. This is the year, in my mind, he's been pretty good. He's not had an injury-plagued career. But 37 years old, man, throw Tom Brady out. Everybody's getting excited now because what Tom Brady does, think that guys are going to play till their grandfathers. I mean,
Wrong.
this just
Here's
isn't
why.
going to happen. I think that's the trouble this year. I'm going to tell you right now.
Wrong.
Listen to it and be ready for it. Rivers will be hurt this year, and they're going to suffer.
Here's
from
why
that.
guys can play longer. First of all, it's overly protective of the quarterback these days.
I get it, but they're all
It's
still
too
hurt.
overly protective.
Lots of
Secondly,
injuries
they're
every year.
learning how to build teams. They're learning how to protect these quarterbacks. Now, it still gets stubborn. Rookie quarterbacks take a ton of money, but in his later age, he's not taking a ton of money, and they're learning how to build teams around older quarterbacks who are arguably still smarter with more experience, and as long as you can throw, which Phillip Rivers can, they have built a good enough team around him that if you think they could do well with Tyrod Taylor, they can do well with Phillip Rivers. He is
Oh, I think he's just
really good.
He's just going to be hurt.
No, I just don't think
What
with
I
the
think's gonna
rules,
happen.
with the rules and the team they've built around him, I think it's too hard. First of all, the receivers are too good to take guys off the receivers to rush the quarterback. So really what you're going to count on is defensive lines going head-to-head with his offensive line and taking him down. I just don't see it this year. I think Melvin Gordon's also thrown out the backfield. Anytime you toss it to him, hand it off to him. So sign him, guys. I think you got a great team. I think 13-3. I think you one of those losses to Kansas City, and probably you're going to have a tough primetime game you might lose, and then maybe lose a week 1 to Denver up in Denver. That's my prediction for them. 13-3. I think the team is too good around them. A lot of people I think will agree with me. For us, and lastly, their coach is going to be in his second year. He made a colossal mistake against New England.
my
He
God.
looked embarrassing out there. He totally got out coached. It was pathetic. They made no adjustments. I've never seen something so awful. Now, I think in his second year, he's going to learn. He's going to adjust. I think this whole team is on the up. And obviously, Phil Rivers is old. But I think because of that, they've been able to build it, that he can hang in there and be good enough. His arm is fantastic. I'm interested. I think, though, a 13-3.
Hey, the good thing about sports is everybody has their own side, their own opinion. We're going to cut it off there. We're going to differ on who's going to win this division, and we'll see who's right when we get down to analyzing the NFL every week. We're getting closer, folks. We're getting real
All
close.
I know is this division's in trouble because every year, one of a great team, because of the way the NFL is set up, will have to go on the wild card and go somewhere they shouldn't have to go and play a tough game. Chargers have it worse than even the Chiefs. Chiefs play in the cold. They're closer. If it's Oakland in the future, if it's the Chargers in the future, they got a tough go.
Yeah, for sure they do. We'll be back to analyze another division starting up probably on Wednesday. Again, a pretty light week, so we'll look forward to doing more camps and getting those to you as soon as we can.